Okay, so this is a very long overdue life with Lynda. I haven't done one of these in a while. Been trying a couple of other things and just haven't really had time to sit. Um, quite frankly, I don't even remember what my last one was. Um, whole reason I decided to do this one is one, I have surgery coming up on Friday and I'm scared. Um, trying to put on the brave face, like, oh, can't wait to get it done. At least it'll stop hurting. Can't wait to see what's on the other end, blah, 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 blah. Trying to do all of that. And I mean, that stuff's true too, but I'm actually really flippin' terrified. Um, surgery scares me. Being knocked out scares me. Being knocked out so you don't know what's happening in the room around you scares me. Not being able to use my foot scares me. Knowing that it's going to be a good 1.5 to 2 months before I'm allowed to even let my foot touch the floor. Oh man, I can't even wrap my brain around that part. Um, I am scared. I feel like every minute of the day I'm terrified because I don't, you know? Um, so I stay busy. Busy helps, but busy makes you tired. And then I'll think that I'm getting a handle on it. Think I'm doing better. Learning how to do that whole boundary thing, learning how to stand up for myself, which I felt the need to with my friend yesterday, which is the whole reason I'm making this. So this friend has been going downhill. This person is in a very abusive marriage and it's bad. And I have been trying to befriend for a very long time. I have tried to be supportive. I've tried to listen. I've tried to advise. I've tried the just be the sounding board and don't say anything. I've done the giving advice when I felt it was warranted or when I was straight up asked. I tried the not saying anything so I don't add any more stress. I have tried the telling this person that no matter what you choose, I will still be here. I have done every possible round of everything I can think of. Um, I have struggled with whether or not I should report stuff. I have never seen anything. I have only heard. I have um, listened to stuff. I have seen interesting things, like cameras all over the house. And when we're on the porch watching the color on that stupid Ring doorbell change, so you know someone's listening in. Um, but most of the stuff is just stuff that has been told to me that's going on that raises a lot of red flags. I've watched my friend for years just go downhill. Um, it's a rough scenario. Lately, I've been a little more blunt because I can see where it's going. Last year is when I started the talk of I can see that my friend is drowning and I am afraid that he's going to check out. And I've told him this, and he swears not. Got mad at me when I brought it up. Then the past couple of months, it has gotten to where he says that I deserve a better friend, that he's not really there. And I've had to agree because he's not. Everything, every conversation is mostly the drama that is his life. And it's horrible. And I keep telling him that there's nothing you can do that's going to make it better the way it is. You have to make a change. You have to choose. You have to decide what to do. You have to step up. You have to have a backbone. And I have given him like domestic abuse info and was pushing him to report stuff to the police. And he needs help, like legit needs help. And then yesterday, out of nowhere, I get a text, paraphrasing here, said something like, you should be happy now. It's horrible here, or something like that. And I'm like, what the heck? And so I responded, WTH, and um, told him I don't deserve that. And I say this because the way life has been going lately, I swear it feels like the universe is giving me a crash course on how to hold boundaries and to stand up for myself, which are two things I have not really been good about for most of my life. And is literally what I've been trying to work on in therapy. But dang, does the universe really have to test me that flippin' hard? How about this a little thing here and a little thing there? But no, like, it feels like all around me, people throw things out and I have to quickly adjust and I'm tired. And I just want happy. I want no drama. I want calm. I want to be able to say, hey, I just saw the Van Gogh exhibit. And then, oh, really? That's pretty cool. And then talk about it. And then maybe, like, hey, this is my favorite painting. Really, I've never really known much about Van Gogh. Let me take a look and then have a conversation. Um, I want to talk about, like, right now I just saw a bird. I would like to talk about seeing something that I think is pretty. I would like to talk about books, or what I just saw. I do have some friends who throw random stuff, like a friend of mine. I got back from the aforementioned Van Gogh exhibit and the King Tut exhibit. And a friend of mine had sent me a video of whether or not we could survive Kong's fart. That cracks me up. That's the kind of friends I need right there. I need bounce ideas off, chat, this and that, not to where it feels like I'm being controlled or manipulated. And I've had a couple of these in just the last 2 weeks, and it's exhausting. And I don't understand. And it makes me want to just not deal with people. I don't mean it makes me want to check out. It means I really just, that's why some days I have to not talk to humans. It's exhausting. I would rather just pet my cat. Live in my own little universe for a little bit. It's why I sometimes go to that cabin that I love and just be. But in just the past couple of weeks, I have had a few occasions where the way somebody else was talking to me, rapid fire text. I hate rapid fire text. I don't know about anybody else. Take your time, think about what you're going to say. I would rather not get 4 of these kinds of texts in a row. That would be helpful too. But if the friend sends you a message, wait. The friends should give you time to reply. When I open my phone and have like 5 to 10 messages, it actually really freaks me out because I immediately feel like I'm in trouble, like I haven't done something right. And I know that's me, that's my thing, and I'm working on it. But I have friends who I've talked to and they get it. And so then they're a lot better. Better is not the right word, because I think sometimes the rapid fire text is when somebody's worried and they want to show you they care. And I try to take it, but then sometimes I will actually say back down or dial it down a bit. I think that's one of my main ones, dial it down a notch, because that means I'm getting overwhelmed. And I try not to do that. I try to listen. I try to be there for this friend. He then threw that at me. And so I had to kind of stand up for myself by saying I don't deserve that. But that one comment stuck with me for like all of last night. And I kept coming back to it, trying to figure out what did I do that warranted that response. And it had me second guessing every conversation for the past month. And I know that was not his intention. I know that he just reacted. I know he was in a very bad situation, and so he lashed out. But that also doesn't make it okay. And I'm learning that does not make it okay. And I don't lash out at people, I lash inward. Um, that's always been my way, probably because I'm the one who normally gets the lashes from other people. And I don't ever want to make people feel the way they've made me feel. So I just take it in, and I take it in, and I take it in. There's only so much you can take in, you know? Um, but so that messed with my head. Then he sent me a few more messages last night, and I just didn't open them. I just didn't want to deal with it because my head was still reeling. Then I did open them thinking at some point he would say, well, crap, sorry, you know? No, none of his messages acknowledged sorry or you don't deserve that. The closest it came was he replied that he didn't even remember saying that, and that scared him. And yeah, that would scare me too. But I kind of felt like I was owed an apology. And I thought about it all night. Like, seriously, no joke, all flipping night. Because while I felt like I deserved one, at the same time, that makes me feel demanding. And I don't want to be one of those types of people either, you know? So this morning, when I got up, I then looked at what he said, and I told him, sorry, everything's really rough and everything, and told him that, the only, because he said he needed guidance. And so I said, the only guidance I'd be able to give would be the same that I've been giving, which is get help, call the police, file charges, that kind of thing. And then I put in there that at no point had he said he was sorry for saying that or that I didn't deserve that. And then I kind of needed to hear that. And it felt really wrong to send that message. But at the same time, I felt like I needed to send that message because I have often said I can be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest defender. I can be your warrior. I am the person you want on your side. I will fight every single battle for you, alongside you, in front of you, everything. I'll do it all. I really will. But I've never been good at my own battles. And to be honest, never really had anyone who would be on my side. So, not really defended, except for my son, Pax. He'll defend me in a heartbeat. And he's pretty much the only person in my entire 53 years that has ever actually defended me. And so I'm new to trying to learn to defend myself. And so it was really hard to send that message. I felt horrible, like I was being selfish and trying to make him feel bad. I had all those things run through my head where people say, oh, you're just manipulating this and you're just controlling that and blah, blah, blah. But I did. I finally sent it, and then was trying to tell him about my day a little bit here and there, like told him we were going to the thing. And when I got back, oh, by the way, he did actually, after I said that, he did send me one and told me I didn't deserve that. So that was done. Went to the stuff, came back, had lunch, everything was like la la la, felt like a nice little day. And then while grading, I get a text that says, I don't know if I have it in me to go on. No one loves me because I'm just that worthless of a human. So you don't have to text or call anymore. I'm sorry I've bothered you so long. How would you take that? I mean, anxiety, of course, jacked up to here, like immediately, like, all the way up to here. That sounds like a suicide to me. And so my immediate response, I guess I should have told you my immediate response. My immediate response was get help. And then at no point did I ever, all caps, say I did not love you. Quite the opposite. You are in dire need of help, and I am about to call a welfare check on you. I am that concerned. I did not hear back. I mean, granted, I didn't give a whole lot of time, but considering what I was fearing, and I live like 3 hours away, I looked up the police for his area and called them and told them and read the text to them, answer questions. Had to talk to a few different people. And the entire process of calling and answering questions and stuff like that took like maybe 20 minutes. And I still hadn't heard back from my friend. And so when I got off the phone, I then texted and said, I have called and they're going to do a welfare check. Mainly because I also didn't want him to freak out when suddenly a police officer comes knocking at his door. Didn't reply before, but this time he did. And oh my gosh, he blew up my phone. And it was just, call it off. What are you doing? He said something about how that's not what a real friend would do. That sounds like something a stranger would do who's trying to be politically correct or do a good thing, not what a friend would do. And that really hurt. That was a hard choice to make, but I didn't see anything else I could have done. And I'm still like, my brain is fried because all I kept thinking is, and I told him actually that I had to do something because that sounded like a suicide. And if I did not do something and he killed himself, I would not be able to live with that. I'm not ready to let him go. I've already lost enough friends. I am newly 53 and I started losing friends before I was 21, you know? And when I say losing friends, I mean having them killed and die. And at this age, yes, 53 is old to some people. But at the age of 53, you're not supposed to have as many friends who have died as I do. And I lost one of my all-time best friends just 2 years ago. And I can't lose this one too. I just can't. We have this thing, we call each other Hansel and Gretel. We've done this since we were 20, or I was 20. He was a little younger. I think we're like 3 years apart. But we used to have this story, this joke, this thing where he's my Hansel and I'm his Gretel. And I can't imagine life without him. Even though things aren't good. And I did cut him out of my life for a period of time because it wasn't healthy. As in, he got farther and farther into drugs when I had my first child, and I didn't want that around my kid, so I picked my kid over him. Which quite frankly, I think is what you're supposed to do. You were supposed to put your kid first. So I don't regret that. I just wish he could have gotten cleaned up earlier. But we finally found each other again. And since then, I have watched him go downhill in this relationship, and there's nothing I can do to help. I've tried every possible way to help that I can think of, and now including calling the police. And I don't think he's going to survive much longer if he doesn't do something. And it's really, really, really hard to accept that sometimes you can't do anything more. And that if they don't do something, you know, I'm an action person. I am the person that if you need something done, you contact. I make it happen. Not in a creepy way, because wow, that just sounded like Breaking Bad or something. But literally, I'm not so good at that whole just sitting on something. I'm an action person. I see this is where I am, this is where I want to get to, here's the plan, execute the plan. I don't understand the saying you want something different and then never changing. I don't get that. That makes no sense in my brain. And I'm watching him do this constantly. And I'm watching him get beat down harder and harder. I have been watching my friend disappear. Um, we've been back in touch, what, like 18 years or something? And I've been watching him get beat down this entire time, watching him disappear. And I want to help. And I've tried. And I can't do anymore. And I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how to just sit. I'm afraid that he's not going to make it. I'm afraid that he doesn't want to. And I don't want to manipulate him. I don't want to throw guilt at him. But I want to tell him honestly. And I did. That's the other thing about me. By God, you want honesty. I'll give it to you whether you want it or not. Um, I'm not so good at that not being 100% honest thing, and I don't have hidden meanings in anything I say. So when I tell you I'm afraid you're about to off yourself, what I mean is I'm afraid you're about to off yourself. Um, I'm not ready to lose another friend. Very much ready, not ready to lose my Hansel. And then that just makes me feel selfish because I'm just thinking about how it affects me. But I don't know what else to do. I know my head is pounding. This was way more stress than I really wanted. And for the video I made for my class, I gave them this much information about their class and lab, and then this much about mental health and if you're considering suicide, because it just really made me feel like I needed to say something. I'm just having a hard time understanding. And I know there's a whole lot. That's why I can never be a psychologist, can't be a counselor, because I just don't get it. I really, really don't. I don't understand. I know I stuck with a lot of crap for a very long time. However, I also, once I realized it was not good, I started making plans and I kept trying to make things better, but I would try this didn't work. Okay, so I tried this didn't work. And I told my counselor for 2 years, because she would ask me, when is enough enough? And I told her, when I know I have tried everything. Because once I know I have tried everything, then it's okay, you know, because then I didn't give up on something. But I don't understand just taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it and never, ever doing anything. I don't understand, if you're miserable, why you don't make the changes you need to not be miserable. I don't understand. And that's what a lot of this boils down to. When I really just don't understand something, oh my God, it hurts my head so bad, because I feel like I'm just not trying, not, can't even get my words out. I feel like I'm not trying hard enough, that if only I could see how he's seeing it and why he's being the way he is, then maybe I could help him change his view so he could see something in a different way. But I don't think that's the case. I think literally I have to just accept that there's nothing else I can do. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I want to help. And I know I have friends out there who would say, well, you've done everything you can. I don't know. Just, I don't know. So I'm sure this week will be, because I got that surgery coming up. My heart is all blue with this stuff with my friend, and I'm scared, and I don't know. I like, I don't understand what's happening in almost my entire universe currently. Because, by the way, my mom's living in a hotel. No clue when her apartment's going to be ready. I don't know if I have a job this summer because I was supposed to teach political science and there were students enrolled in that class, and then they took it away, gave it to someone else, gave me another biology class, and no one's enrolled in it yet. And come August, one of my jobs that is normally 2 classes in a lab will be 1 class in a lab. And so it's like the universe is trying to impose upon me to not work as hard, but I still have bills to pay. Um, eh. So if anyone wins the lottery and you like me and all, just remember your friend. Um, I truly just, I don't know. I try to look at it as what the universe is trying to teach me. So maybe the universe is blowing up everybody else's lives to make me learn how to stand by my own boundaries, how to stand up for myself, how to demand basically respect, or at least the proper whatever word goes there. I can't think of it. Um, Maybe the universe is also trying to say, look, you need to slow it down because you run like a flippin' freight train, and that's how you have dealt with all of the craziness in your world is by staying super busy so you don't have to think. And so, ha ha, we're going to take some of that away and make it where you have to. And quite frankly, I really kind of think that's what it is. At which point, okay, universe, let some money fall in my lap so then I can do that and not stress. Because again, bills. Um, but yeah, I guess the last thing to say is the surgery was supposed to take place March 20th, and it didn't. Went through a whole lot of crap. Now it's going to be April 12th, which messed up my going to Argentina when I was supposed to on May 22nd, which would have been the 9th anniversary. Wow, it's been that long. Holy crap, it has. That would have been my 9th anniversary of having donated a kidney. Would have been a really great way to celebrate. But I'm having to move that one. And I know when I'm planning on doing it, but I have this weird fear, almost a superstition kind of thing, that if I change the details before the surgery is not going to take place. So I'm waiting until after surgery to then contact the airport or airline about changing my tickets over. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. I have so much crap just bouncing through my head, and I'm like looking at all the stuff in here. And I'm not gonna look at this video because I don't like doing that. I've been fidgeting with this for most of it because I broke my pen a while ago. So I've got this little piece that I can then screw into it. So for the most part, I've just been doing this. Oh, you can't even see it, right? I've been doing this underneath the table. So, and I thought and kind of felt like I wasn't moving as much until I noticed myself moving. So if you watch this, let me know if at any point I actually fooled you and I really wasn't moving as much. Um, just curious. Yeah. I guess that's it. Oh, well, here you go. Fun fact, did you know, and I learned this at the King Tut exhibit today, Ankh, this little thing is what I have all over me. Can you see it? Oh, there we go. I always knew that it meant life, everlasting life. Through your children, you live forever. There's a couple of different things, but it's basically life. Um, I learned today that it also means mirror. And I went, huh, that's interesting. But then I liked the idea that if it means mirror, it's like it's reflecting life, you know? So that's kind of cool. Not a big fan of mirrors, but I kind of like that. That was cool. So that's the fun fact that I learned today. If you pay attention, you'll learn something new every single day. You just have to actually pay attention. And so there you go. Well, I also learned all about a King Kong fart. So highly recommend checking out that video. It was rather entertaining. Um, I think that's it because I think I'm pretty much done talking and I am going to get back to grading now. So peace out.